Looks like it's now o'clock, and the Farragut Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting will begin. If you will stand for a silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since we have a not a very long agenda, do I hear a motion that we approve the agenda, or is there anyone that would like to make a change?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Agenda will be approved as written. Our mayor is not here tonight, and I do not have anything to report. So we'll move on then to the Citizens Forum. Mrs. Myers, do we have anyone here for the Citizens Forum? Okay. The approval of the minutes then. Do I hear a motion that we approve the minutes as written? A second?
Second.
All those in favor of approval of the minutes as written?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm abstaining as I wasn't present.
Thank you. Under ordinances, under the first reading, we have ordinance 11-09, a request to close Huron Road right-of-way between the I-40-75 right-of-way and the town limits located adjacent to Buddy Gregg Motorhomes, Young, Williams, and Kirk, PC applicant. Ms. Hawk.
In your packet is a copy of the section of our Municipal Code, Title 16, Chapter 3, regarding the road closing requirements for the town. And part of that requirement is that the Planning Commission make recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen on the closure. Also part of that requirement is that notification letters are sent out to all service providers as to whether they are okay with the road closure or not. The service providers include First Utility District, Knoxville Utilities Board, Charter Communications, Lenore City Utilities Board, TDS, Telecom, and Rural Metro. First Utility District does have a water
Any comments or questions from Mrs. Hawk, from the board? Any from the audience? If not, do I hear a motion that we approve this ordinance on first reading?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The second ordinance tonight is 11-10, a request to amend the Farragut zoning ordinance, Chapter 3, Section 15, Regional Commercial District C2, to allow motorized wakeboard cable systems as an allowed use. David L. McFarland, applicant.
Gas motorized recreation equipment makes a lot of noise, so even if you're an adjoining or an adjacent commercial business such as an outdoor restaurant, it can be very disruptive. And also on clear nights, that noise can travel a long distance and be disruptive to residential areas. The system that Mr. McFarland is requesting to be allowed, however, is an electric motor, which is very quiet. Allison, can you pull up the video? I can explain this, but this video says a whole lot more than I can explain. And Dave is here to answer any questions.
SESI-Tech and the Wake Park Project present System 2.0. This innovative straight-line cable system has many unique features. The best being, it can be set up virtually anywhere, anytime. Specially designed stanchions suspend an overhead running cable over a lake, pool, or any body of water. The entire system is operated by an electric drive motor, completely eliminating the need for gas. System 2.0 is quiet and efficient, but it does something else no other straight-line cable system can do. It allows continuous rides back and forth, giving each rider maximum water time. As soon as a rider leaves the dock, they have immediate access to Wake Park obstacles. At the opposite end of the lake, riders can enjoy the continuous turnaround and then hit obstacles on the way back. The rider can choose to keep the continuous session going or stop at the dock and pass the handle to the next person. Because the electric drive motor gets to speed so quickly and accurately, dock starts couldn't be easier. System 2.0 has a predictable, consistent pull, which is perfect for riding obstacles or doing other moves. This is because 2 overhead running cables instead of 1 support the full pull of each rider. Since edge intensity isn't a factor, riders can even do air tricks. System 2.0 stanchions feature climbable rungs similar to a ladder. This makes changing ropes for a custom ride simple and easy. There's even the option to add a rope and ride doubles. The System 2.0's strong electric motor has plenty of torque to handle whatever you throw at it. Conceptualized by Papanakos of the Wake Park Project and designed by Christian Lurchenfeld of SESI-Tech, the System 2.0 was designed to be portable and increase access to the water. Portability combined with our lake designs and custom obstacles makes the System 2.0 a perfect complement to any wake park and a quality solution for rail jams, dealer demos, and even private backyard setups.
Anyway, the Planning Commission has all volunteered to ride this once it's installed, but the mayor is going to be the first one, but he's not here to defend himself. The staff did have some concerns just because of the proximity of the restaurant and the deck that's at the restaurant actually overhangs the water. The ladders being an attractive nuisance that authorized personnel could access them, and the shape of the pond. And so in order to address these concerns, the ordinance clarifies that the motorized wakeboard system would be permitted provided certain development criteria are met. The first one being that the system is installed per the manufacturer's specifications and inspected by the town, primarily with regards to the footers of the stanchions, so that they are anchored correctly, and that the pond does meet the requirements that the manufacturer feels is necessary. The other one is that the motor is electric powered. The stanchions are fenced or barricaded so as to prevent open access. The stanchions and cables are removed during the off-season, and that the stanchions are set back from all structures and all property lines a minimum of 1 foot for each 1 foot of stanchion height. And this is in the event that the stanchion were to fall over. It would not hit the dock where people could be standing and get hurt. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of Ordinance 1110, and staff also recommends approval of this ordinance and the amendment to the zoning ordinance.
Are there any questions that the board would like to ask? I think Mr. McFarland is here tonight.
Any liability issue for the town on this by making this improvement or approval to put this in the amendment?
No different than any other private, use on private property, that the property owner would be liable for it. Primarily, one of the reasons for wanting to have the, that they proved to us that they've been installed per manufacturer specification is really more because that's our obligation, and a lot of our regulations are consumer protection regulations, and that's just another example of a consumer protection type of thing. We aren't liable, but we are doing our responsibility in making sure that it is installed correctly.
I showed it to both of my kids, and my 23-year-old liked it a lot. My 14-year-old loved it even more. And I wonder if there was a minimum age for riding this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, what's asked of us from the insurance is you have to be at least the age of 5 or older. If you're under the age of 5, or excuse me, at least 5 years or older.
Oh, okay.
And then if you're 18 or younger, you have to have a parent there, obviously. So they all be wearing helmets and life jackets that are approved through the Coast Guard. So.
Thank you.
Has the cost been determined yet? I think I asked that the last time at the MPC, but the cost of riding it, using it.
Yeah, Chris, you want to address
there's several breakdowns if you want to ride per hour, 2 hours, a day pass, a week pass, a year pass. Just an hour, it's going to cost you about $10, and that's as much as you can ride within that hour. So we're only going to limit 5 riders per hour, and within that hour, you can ride as many times as you want. So
compared to buying a boat, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And you guys are okay with the 5 conditions that the town has put on you? How are you gonna be able to barricade those stanchions to keep people off of them?
We're going to put a fence around it, and I think that'll not anyhow. But we'll just put we're going to have a camera out there, and then we're also going to put a fence around it to where nobody can access that.
Okay. Good. And Ms. Hawk, are we going to conduct an inspection on this? And who will do that?
Yes, we would, particularly with the footers and the anchoring with the stanchions themselves, to make sure that they do that they meet all footer requirements. But also, we'd be reviewing the certification on